The brains of your rig. Okay, so what's an OS? Ever wonder about that term? It stands for operating system. It's super important software, probably the most important piece. It runs on your computer always, or your phone or your tablet. It's the real brains of your rig. So, what does it actually do? Its main job is pretty huge. It lets you use your device. It makes everything just work. Without an OS, your expensive PC, it's just a fancy box of parts. Cool looking, maybe for a bit, but totally useless. Trust me on this, you've definitely heard of some, right? Windows is a big one, obviously. Then there's macOS for all you Apple fans. Linux is out there for the techie crowd. Android runs on like most phones, and iOS is on iPhones, of course. They all do a very similar job. They manage your hardware like a boss. Think of the OS this way, folks. It's like a crucial bridge, you see, between you, the awesome user, and all that complicated hardware inside. It takes your mouse clicks, your frantic keyboard taps during gaming, and tells the hardware what to do. It makes complex tech feel easy. Your computer has a central brain. We call it the CPU, or processor. The OS is basically its manager. It tells the CPU what tasks to do, which programs get its attention, and for how long they get it. It shares that precious CPU time fairly. So all your apps feel responsive. Then there's RAM, your system memory. Programs need this space to operate. The OS is the master of RAM. It allocates memory to open apps. When an app closes down, the OS smartly reclaims that memory. It keeps a constant, careful track. No digital memory traffic jams allowed here. What about your keyboard and mouse, your trusty printer, your big monitor? These are all input-output devices, or I/O for short if you're cool. The OS manages every single one. It makes sure they can communicate to the computer and back to you, so you can see and interact. So many different parts, right? CPU, RAM, storage, graphics card, I/O. The OS acts like a traffic controller. It skillfully directs all the data flow. It works hard to prevent system crashes, and annoying hardware conflicts too. It ensures all hardware cooperates nicely. Old components, new components, it tries. How does the OS actually talk to all those different hardware bits? It uses special software called drivers. Device drivers, to be super precise. These are small, dedicated software pieces, incredibly specific and vitally important. Each piece of hardware needs its own, or it just plain won't work right. Think of drivers as personal translators. Your OS speaks a general OS language. Your new graphics card speaks GPUEs. Your old printer might speak printerglyphics. They don't naturally understand each other. The driver is the essential go-between. It translates messages back and forth, so the OS and hardware can communicate. With older hardware, things were trickier. You often needed an actual disk, a CD-ROM, or even a floppy disk. Remember those ancient relics? To install the correct driver manually. Newer hardware is generally much smarter. Plug and play is the modern dream. The OS often finds drivers automatically online, so you install a driver once and you're totally done, right? Wrong. Hardware makers release driver updates. These updates are pretty darn crucial. They fix annoying bugs and glitches. They can seriously boost performance. Yes, free speed. Sometimes they even add cool new features, so always keep those drivers fresh, folks. Section 4. The kernel, deep down in the OS core. Deep inside your operating system, there's a supercritical core component. This essential part is called the kernel. Think of it as the OS's main brain, or maybe its powerful, beating heart. It's the very first program to load when your computer boots up from cold. It's absolutely fundamental to everything. The kernel has some massive jobs. First up is process management. That means expertly running your programs and deciding which one gets CPU time. Then, there's careful memory management, skillfully giving RAM to those processes, and taking it back when they're done. It's a constantly busy, multitasking brain. The kernel also handles tons of requests, so many requests all the time, coming from your software applications and also from your hardware devices. It acts like a central command post or an efficient dispatcher, routing traffic, prioritizing what's most important, and making sure things happen in order. And one more massive thing, security. The kernel is like a tough security guard. It diligently protects your system's resources, makes sure programs play by the rules, and strictly enforces permissions and access. So one misbehaving app can't crash everything. This vigilance helps keep your system stable and your precious data a little bit safer. Section 5. The Tech Orchestra, how your PC makes sweet music. Let's try a fun analogy here. Imagine a massive, skilled orchestra. Lots of different unique instruments, right? The operating system is the conductor, standing proudly at the front, baton ready. It leads the entire complex show, making sure every instrument plays together, creating beautiful digital music, hopefully. The hardware parts? Your CPU, RAM, GPU, they are the talented individual musicians, each one with their own specific instrument. The applications you run daily, like your favorite games or web browser, that's the detailed sheet music they read, telling the musicians exactly what to play. The conductor, OS, guides their performance. Device drivers are like special instructions or maybe unique dialect coaches for each musician, for each specific, sometimes quirky instrument. Maybe one old cello is very particular and needs careful, specific handling, an older driver. A brand new shiny trumpet might integrate easily, PNP. The kernel? That's the conductor's deep expertise, their profound knowledge of music theory. So, the OS, our digital conductor with its super smart kernel brain and its team of driver translators, makes all your hardware work in harmony. Whether it's positively ancient tech or the latest, greatest bleeding-edge gear, this incredibly complex, unseen coordination is what keeps your whole system running smoothly.